Hello. You're listening to Questboard, a podcast where we make up random side quests. My name is Brandon.
And I'm Tiffany. Just so you know, we are not professional writers in any way, shape, or form. At least we don't claim to be. We just really like tabletop RPGs, and we do this for fun.
That's right. And besides us making side quests, this is going to be a portion where I'm going to somewhat complain and go on a rant.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I was holding this off. Last week, we had our Spelljammer session and all that stuff.
Mm.
And this isn't about that.
Oh.
On the drive home, I hit a pothole.
Oh, no.
And the first time in my 17 years of driving, I got a flat tire.
Oh, no.
And I had to change a tire for the first time.
I've had to change a tire. It's not fun.
And yeah, it was one of those situations. If you remember, it was raining hard that day because we're in the Pacific Northwest.
Where it rains and rains and rains.
And so
and
it's
rains.
You don't know how deep a pothole is because it's full of water after it rains. And two, I was turning left and I cut into too much and then I got that pothole kind of thing. I pulled into a random parking lot. This is sun's down because it was after D&D.
Mm-hmm.
And I was under a street light. And I've never changed a tire before. And so I had one of the car jacks that came with the car.
Yeah.
That was manual.
Yeah.
And it was the biggest pain. I'm not a physical guy. So being squatted the entire time, my legs were just sore and I had to stand up and every once in a while. Then I got enough to take the tire off and then I tried to put it on the spare, but it wasn't fit. The bolts weren't lining. I'm like, do I have to lift the car up even more? The answer is yes. Finally got it on, all that stuff. I'm like, okay. Well, the next day, which would have been Monday at the time, I had scheduled a yearly maintenance thing with the dealership.
Oh.
So I was like, okay, I'll just go home. The next day, I've got that appointment in the morning anyways. I'll buy new tires then. Tiff, I don't know if you bought a full set of tires.
We actually have recently.
They are effing expensive.
Quite, yes.
And
we got ours on sale.
My quote unquote sale, because the guy, if you ever get a flat or you need to buy new tires, if possible, don't go to a dealership.
Yeah.
Go Les Schwab or something. But I thought, I have this appointment anyways, I'll just do that. If that appointment wasn't there, I probably would have gone to Les Schwab on that day.
Mm-hmm. Then they actually might have been able to fix your tire if it wasn't a sidewall.
No, it was a gash. I saw it.
Ew.
Yeah. And so my deal at the air quotes deal at the dealership was $100 off. And that was still over 1,000.
Yeah, I think that's the same deal we got.
And so I was just the guy at the shop was saying, okay, well, your other front tire, we would suggest replacing that. The other two, they're kind of low, but you don't need them replaced now. But there's this deal, blah blah blah. This is the first time I've ever had to buy new tires, and this car is 7 years old.
No, I've had to get new tires before in my other cars I've had. It's I used to have a Jeep, and that's the one I had to change a tire on because I got a freaking screw in my tire.
Yeah, those could be fixed.
Yeah, if you ever drop a screw on the road, please be kind to others and pick it up.
No, people don't care. But so I thought, okay, 7 years of having these 4 tires, original tires, that's pretty good.
That actually is pretty good, yeah.
So I thought, okay, if I just buy 4 new tires, hopefully they'll last 7 years again. And so this money I'm spending now, if that lasts 7 years, that's worth it.
Yeah.
Hopefully it does.
Yeah.
I don't drive that often. So I'm very much a homebody. And so
we take road trips.
I was looking at at the end when I had to pay for it. I'm like, there goes my yearly bonus.
Yep.
And I was like, ugh.
Ain't that just how it be, though? You get your yearly bonus, you plan on spending it on yourself. Something happens in life, and you have to spend it on something important.
I know.
Adulting is
Adulting.
fun.
So, yeah, this month, I need to watch what I spend because my expenditures is kind of wonky right now.
Gotcha. Yeah, no,
It's depressing.
it's rough.
Anyways, yeah, that's what I want to talk about today.
Why are tires so expensive?
It's one of those things. It's like, have you ever had a conversation like unless you know, you think, oh, a bed isn't that expensive. And it's a
Right.
lot more expensive than you think. I think tires are the same thing. There are like certain things that the common thought is, oh, this is how much, but it's always like 2 or 3 times more than what you think it is.
Well, when you're thinking about tires, though, there's a lot of like work that goes into making them, not just constructing them, but studying them. Because the way the treads are is they whisk water out the sides so that you don't skid around. They have the best possible grip they can get. There's metal threaded through them to make them stronger. Different formulations of rubber to make them, air quotes here, better. As like, I get it. There's a lot of planning that goes into these things,
You
and
hear
that's
that,
what they're
folks?
charging you for.
Tiffany's bought out by Big Tire.
Is there a big tire? Is that a thing?
No, it's a play off of Big Pharma.
Oh, gotcha. But I'm just saying, like, you don't really think about it.
Yes,
It's like with mattresses.
But that design of the tire, that like once you're done, it's done and you start selling. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah, they basically have a mold and they can mass produce it.
Yes. So at that point, yeah, you have it, but you're not, once you have the tire made and you start producing it, you're no longer paying for that research and development. So then why is that so expensive?
Because they need to research and
When
develop
it costs
the
like,
next set of tires.
when it costs like $50 to make.
I know. No, it's...
But they're selling them for like $300-$400 each.
But you need them.
That's the annoying part. They know it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why you shouldn't buy brand new tires. Anyways, yes. Adulting sucks. I hate it.
Yeah.
I want to go into a fancy world where there is no tires for cars.
Yeah.
I guess this is perfect segue. We are doing Monster Spotlight if you could actually read the title of this episode.
What? We title episodes accordingly?
We try to.
Yeah.
So, we are going to make a quest based off a specific monster, and we're going to probably learn about a new monster that we didn't read up before.
Yeah.
And I have to actually roll, so.
Yeah. So start with D4, because we need to know which of the two lists we're going to be rolling off of.
I got 3s, so.
List 2?
Yep.
Okay. Now give me a D100.
73.
Ooh, far down the list. We got a unicorn.
We already did a unicorn.
I mean, yeah.
What page number?
Page number 294 if you would like to follow along in the monster manual. I don't have a monster manual, so I'm going to look it up on our bestiary website that we go to so often. Unicorn.
Okay. Unicorn. Unicorns dwell in the enchanted forest.
Okay, now we got to put it in an enchanted fortress that is a forest on the inside.
Well, it could be a... you could consider a forest a fortress. To many druids, yeah. Anyways. Unrelated to the horses it resembles, a unicorn is a celestial creature that wanders sylvan realms, its white form glimmering like starlight. There is a lot about unicorns, and I kind of don't want to read all of it.
I mean, I've read an entire series of books based around unicorns. They're kind of a big deal.
Yeah, but we could always homebrew.
Oh, yes.
A unicorn's brow sports a single spiral horn of ivory whose magical touch can heal the sick and the injured. Its ears catch the words and whispers of creatures that share its domain, and it knows the tongue of elves and sylvan folk. Unicorns allow good-hearted creatures to enter their woods to hunt or gather food, but they hold evil ever at bay. Foul-hearted creatures seldom leave the unicorn's domain alive. There is a section that talks about divine guardians. There's a section that talks about forest lords, sacred horns, and blessed mounts.
Okay.
Which, yeah, they could be mounts.
Yeah.
A unicorn's lair. I guess this is somewhat important, so I
They
should
also,
read that
I'm
one.
looking at the stat block right now. They have legendary actions and everything. So,
What's their challenge ring?
5.
They get legendaries actions even though the challenge ring 5.
It's a freaking unicorn.
A unicorn's lair might be an ancient ruin overgrown with vines,
Aha.
a misty clearing surrounded by mighty oaks, a flowering covering hilltop alive with butterflies, or some other serene woodland location. Regional effects. Transformed by the creature's celestial presence, the domain of a unicorn might include any of the following magical effects. Open flames of non-magical nature are extinguished within the unicorn's domain. That's kind of cool.
No fire for you.
Torches and campfires refuse to burn, but closed lanterns are unaffected. I never would have thought about that. Creatures native to the unicorn's domain have an easier time hiding. They have advantage on all dexterity, stealth checks made to hide. When a good aligned creature casts a spell or uses a magical effect that causes another good aligned creature to regain hit points, the target regains the maximum number of hit points possible for the spell or effect. Curses affecting any good aligned creature are suppressed. If the unicorn dies, these effects end immediately. Well, that's a given. Okay, so we are making a goody two shoes.
Yeah, that's a unicorn. It's like in all the stories.
Do you want to kill it?
No.
Oh, come on. It's
Killing
always
a-
fine to make bad campaigns.
Killing a unicorn is one of the worst crimes a person could ever commit.
Fancy, Tiffany.
In our world too, like just ask anyone. Killing a unicorn
Unicorns-
is just
okay.
awful.
I am sorry to lay this out here on the podcast, but unicorns aren't real.
Then what's a rhinoceros if not a unicorn with armor?
They don't reside in forests and it doesn't heal anyone.
Okay, you got me on the last bit.
To be fair, yes, a rhinoceros is a stupid unicorn.
Some of them actually do have kind of two horns going on, but the
A
single horn-
bicorn?
Yeah, binicorn.
Is that the actual term?
That's the term I've heard in a podcast. Where
Yeah,
instead of
whatever
summoning a
works.
unicorn, he summoned a binicorn.
Double the horns, double the fun.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I think that's the question we need to start off with. Is this going to be a good campaign or a bad campaign? Because good campaign,
It's time for another good campaign, bad campaign.
no, we actually have to pick.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
not doing a split decision here.
No, I was just quoting an old show.
I don't know the show.
I think it was Animaniacs that had a little bit where they like, it's time for another good
Oh.
idea, bad idea.
That bit.
Yeah.
Okay, now I remember that.
Not showing my age at all, of course.
We're both old. So, what are we doing?
Well, I usually play good characters. And a lot of people out there do tend to play either good or neutral characters.
Well, it depends on the consent of the group and
Mhm.
whatever the group feels like playing. Because, it's always nice to once in a while just do an evil campaign or a bad
True.
campaign.
True.
Because you just,
I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be an evil campaign
well, that
if
allows
you
us
need
to
to
decide.
somehow end up killing a unicorn.
So it lets us decide of what the intent of this quest is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas just like, oh, if it's an evil campaign, we could do the standard. Oh, they need to, the guild or the bad guys needs a route through this forest, but they can't get in because of this. It's a unicorn's domain, and then the
Mhm.
party needs to take care of it. A good party's not going to do that.
No.
So
they would
that-
actually help the unicorn.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying we need to decide what outcome we want and the intended target is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't think I would be much help in coming up with an evil campaign idea because I don't like evil.
Well, that's a great way for you to expand your horizons. Just for writers' kind of creativity is trying to get outside your comfort levels. You know what I mean?
You really want to do an evil campaign?
No,
first,
I'm
don't you?
just arguing about pushing your boundaries when it comes to creative thinking and all that stuff.
Yeah, I don't like thinking.
To be
in
fair,
that
I could
train
do
of
both.
thought. I'm all for good.
Okay, we could do good.
I just feel like it's going to be harder to come up with something for good.
I mean, to be fair, your campaign was a morally gray campaign where you were outlaws, bandits,
Kind of sort
committing
of pirates.
crimes.
Yeah, I just flavored it in a way that You guys never actually did anything truly evil.
No, I was the only evil character.
Yeah.
Because I actually know how to play an evil character.
Understandably so.
Anyways, so no, it's fine. We could do it good. I just want to state that, for creative, like pushing the boundaries of creativity and expanding your knowledge.
Okay, I just had a thought.
Is it a good thought or bad thought?
Well, it's a very bad thought. What if the players have to deal with a corrupted unicorn? So it's been taken over by something else that is making it do evil, horrible things. Yet all of its abilities and stuff still come into play.
No, you still want good players though. Okay.
That's my thinking, yes. So they're trying to save the unicorn because it's like the protector of the forest or something, but it's been corrupted by something.
Okay, I have a stupid thought.
What's your stupid thought?
What if the unicorn somehow drew, like someone tricked it, to draw from the deck of many things?
Oh no.
And then it drew the Fates card, which switches alignment.
Oh no.
And I think the only way to undo that is through a wish spell.
Interesting.
And so what happens if, like, because it's switch alignment, everything I said for its unicorn layer is just switched?
So nothing can hide.
No. Every good alignment
Oh, okay. So it just
can hide. Every good alignment will be fully healed. So it's switch. So it's every evil alignment is this. Every evil alignment is
gotcha.
that. What happens if it's like that?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, it's been corrupted, so it switches to evil. We got an evil unicorn.
Okay. Little backstory. How do you trick a unicorn to draw from the deck of many things?
Does it have to be the deck of many things? Could it be like just kind of a curse?
It's a legendary magical item, and one of them is so powerful that it says that you switch alignments completely opposite.
Yeah.
Lawful becomes evil, and good becomes chaotic. I totally messed that up, I know. Good becomes evil, lawful becomes chaotic.
Well,
but I just know of that card,
mm-hmm.
and that would completely describe how you could curse a unicorn to the extent where it's now purely evil.
It would turn chaotic evil.
Yes.
Dang. That actually sounds like a lot of fun to have.
Oh, it ruins parties though. Like if you put that in one of your games.
Not as a character, as a antagonist.
Well, yes, because if now we're just talking about something else. If you set up a campaign where if it's a good character and everyone likes them, yes, that
helps.
Then later down the campaign, you could actually have this situation where that turns, and then they turn into the big bad evil.
Yeah.
And that would hit closer to the party and all that stuff if they're invested.
True.
But still, do you want to do that? I still don't know how you would convince a unicorn.
Do we really need to come up with the how it happened?
I'm just kind of curious. I'm looking at his wisdom, which is 17, and I'm just like, okay, that's still a good roll for insight.
Yeah, and like it speaks multiple languages, except it doesn't speak common, which is amusing. But it does have telepathy.
Its passive perception is only 13.
Yeah.
The one with good sleight of hand. No.
No, I think it would be like something's going on with the forest or something, like something's happening, and somebody with just really good persuasion or whatever could talk to the unicorn and be like, you could save your forest by drawing one of these cards. It's like, these cards are very magical. You can solve all your problems, save the forest if you only drew a card.
Okay.
And then it draws a card. Physically, I don't know how a unicorn would do that. I mean, horses do have very mobile lips that they can probably draw a card with.
Some magical means.
Yeah. Some magical means. I mean,
we'll say through they fanned out the cards for him.
Well, okay. It can cast Druidcraft, which is like making little like vines or something grow and move on their own. So it could probably just like grow a little vine and have it pick a card. There.
Okay, sure.
Mm-hmm.
So a unicorn is completely changed. The only way to change it back, and hopefully I'm actually right about that card.
What card is it?
I believe it's called the Fates.
Okay. The fates. It's the Ace of Hearts if you're using just regular playing cards. Reality's fabric unravels and spins anew, allowing you to avoid or erase one event as if it never happened.
No,
So
that's a
not
different one. Oh, wait. That'll be funny. Because that card.
Yeah.
What happens if they tell whatever card it is? I know one of them is it because I listen to podcasts where they drew that card.
Mm-hmm.
What happens if that is the way to succeed for this? It's either the party will give them the dilemma. They can kill the unicorn to stop this evil presence in the forest that's disrupting everything.
Balance is the card that you were thinking
balance. About. Or they have to track down that deck of many things and draw from one until they could either get the wish spell or get the fates.
Ooh.
And negate the fact that the unicorn ever drew the deck of many things from the deck of many things.
That's terrifying.
But that's a great dilemma because it's a great power and all that stuff, but that could really harm the party. Or they could just go the easy route and kill an evil unicorn.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really huge dilemma. And then the forest
will die. That is a very big dilemma.
Well, no, the forest just won't be magical or protected anymore. So this could be a forest that's
the card they want to draw is the moon. You are granted the ability to cast the wish spell
1d3 times.
1d3 times.
Yes. But you know how many bad cards are in there?
Yeah, there's a lot.
There's a couple that's like, hey, you're just teleported to a random dimension and there's no way out.
Bye.
It's a wish spell that could just tell the party your location. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have to go save you. That just takes you out of the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous.
Honestly, it's like when I was running my campaign, I threw a deck of cards at you guys and...
Oh, I drew all of them.
Yeah. It wasn't the deck of many things. It was a homebrew one called the deck of certain things. Kind of fun to play with, to make your party think they've found the deck of many things, but it's not as dangerous.
No, I knew you, and I knew you wouldn't have put the deck of many things. That's why I drew it.
I wanted to so bad, but I couldn't make myself do it because I didn't want to, like...
Oh, I would totally do it.
Completely ruin the campaign with that.
Well, that's the thing. You actually have a planned story. Yeah. Usually my campaigns is I would just toss things and then I figure out as I go. So I could easily toss that in and see what happens. And
if you do that, I will draw cards. Multiple.
Whatever.
Anyway. So balance is the card that the unicorn drew. So that will not be in the deck anymore.
Yes, you have to take that out. But I think that would be an interesting case. Okay. Yeah. We don't have much to add because it's either kill the unicorn or go get the deck.
Right.
So I think we can
come up
snuff out the killing of the unicorn. That's self-explanatory. But we could come up with who, like the organization that gave the unicorn and corrupted the unicorn with the deck. And then
what if it was someone that was only trying to do good? Be like, I found this extremely strong magical item that can solve all of our problems. All you got to do is draw a card. And then that happened, and now they're just distraught. Like, and that could be whoever still has the deck too.
Okay, I mean, you could do if you want to do that route. Then what we could add upon that is what happens if the party discovers that, like, they're just like some random teenager from the local village or right outside the forest or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they finally confront him, he tells them, like, I threw that in the deep, large, like, Great Lake-sized lake. Because it's like, it's nothing but bad, and I already did so much damage, so then he threw it away. Kind of like out of guilt, you know?
Yeah, or he threw it down like a well or something.
Well, I was just thinking, like, then it'll be a long...
journey to go get
it. I'm trying to make it like a harder fact than
make it more of a
hand it over, then you take it over to the unicorn. You know what I mean?
I mean, you got to make them jump through some hoops to get.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
That's
why that's why I'm like, nah, well, because then they just go get it and then that's it, you know?
Right. No, the well leads to the Underdark.
Are we back to that?
Yeah.
How long has that been?
I don't know.
Because I think that was year one. Anyways,
I was joking. The well does not need to lead to the Underdark. It'd be funny though.
That'd be a crappy well.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't even do its intended purpose.
No, there might be some water in there too.
You don't want to drink water from the Underdark.
No.
I don't trust that. Anyways, okay, so if we do that, then that is up for the DM to decide what is in the lake or where the NPC tossed it.
Yes.
Because I could see an NPC like, oh, I screwed up. I don't want to make things worse. This thing is just like, so then he discarded it somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And so then I think that's a good enough mental jump for an NPC to do that.
Do you want to describe what has happened to the domain of the unicorn? Like, has the forest turned into like a dark forest? Is it more swamp-like now in that all the trees are dying?
I think that would be something that's over time, depending on how long the party takes to actually get the deck.
Oh, shoot.
Because
so when they first see the forest, it's a nice forest and stuff still. It's just kind of like if you step foot into it, it just has this overpowering sense of evil. But when they leave to go get the deck and come back, now it's just like a dead, decaying swamp.
Again, like I said, depends on how long.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, like, what happens if that forest is like the forest, like, of a valley that the kingdom uses a lot for transportation and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like, because it's overlooked by a unicorn, there's no banditry, there's no this or that. And so they rely on it. They rely on that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And since the unicorn becomes corrupted, then it's like the entire kingdom's supply chain, or it's the entire kingdom itself just grinds to a halt.
Well,
and it could create a huge cascading effect.
Yeah, because it could be an isolated kingdom and that's their only route in or out, or
it's
it could
bisected,
be that they now have to make much longer, dangerous journeys to get goods in and out of the city, and it's really hurting them.
So that is up to the DM, however their world works.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is an interesting dilemma, especially if like that's the only way through, or not even around. So and the party has to do a time-sensitive thing that's on the other side.
Right.
Stop an assassination or save a village or city from utter destruction. And they can't do it unless they get through this forest.
Yeah.
That's evil and corrupted now because of the corrupted unicorn.
Yep.
Okay.
You could even tie it into an overarching storyline where the actual BBEG gave that deck to that teenager saying you can use this to, convince the unicorn to help better the forest or save something. And like eventually if you talk to the teenager enough, like they can, should we name this teenager?
If you want to.
Sebastian Bridges.
Okay, Sebastian,
if you want to give him a cool sounding name.
No, he's an idiot.
Aw.
Well, come on.
He's a teenager.
He screwed up.
That happens a lot.
He doesn't deserve a cool name.
Aw, poor guy. I like the name Sebastian.
Also, teenage guys don't get cool names. Our nicknames are usually involves like something embarrassing, cringy, or it sounds stupid.
Fair.
Because that's how fellow guys do.
I used to know someone in grade school that everyone else called Shake and Bake.
That's actually cool.
Yeah.
No, I have a friend back in college. This is a weird tangent. His name is Michael. Very generic name. That's the only way I could say it. That's the only reason I could say it. Anyways, we shortened it to Mike. And then we watched the movie The Other Guys with Will Ferrell. And I was going to say Matt Damon, but no, not him.
Some other guy?
He plays like a Boston or a New Yorker guy a lot. Anyways.
Okay.
In that movie, really funny movie, there's a bit where Will Ferrell's character, his priest gets stolen, and then they find it. But then, like the officers that I was talking to him was like, "Oh yeah, there. When we found your Prius, there was a homeless orgy going on in it, which they call a soup kitchen, and it was led by Dirty Mike and the boys, and because of that." My friend's Mike's nickname was Dirty Mike.
Oh, no.
He thought it was funny.
Okay.
And then I shortened it to Dirty because I have to shorten it even more. So
of course.
So then I just called him Dirty. It was sounded so out of context.
Wow.
It's weird, but there was a chain of events that led to me just calling him Dirty.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
That's guys.
I actually don't even remember the story behind it, nor the reason why me and a friend of mine nicknamed another friend of ours Rufus. I don't even know if I actually remember his real name now, but we called him Rufus, and we don't know why.
Yeah, people are weird.
Yeah.
It's even worse when you don't remember the original name.
Oh, I just remembered his original name, but I will not say it for.
Okay. Well, that's good.
you
At
don't
least you
wanna
remember
dox
the
him.
original name.
Yeah.
The only reason I said my friend's name is because that's a generic name.
Right. Well, I guess I can say just his first name. It was Ryan.
Okay, that's generic
Another
enough.
generic name.
Rufus, Ryan to Rufus. That's interesting.
Yeah. Hi, Rufus, if you listen.
That'll be really surprising.
Uh-huh.
Anyways, I guess that's pretty much the quest. We went on a weird tangent at the end.
Yeah. So Sebastian tricked a unicorn into pulling a card. Well, convinced it to pull a card, thinking he was doing the right thing, making the forest safer, stronger, better. I don't know, protecting the kingdom of some
Harder,
sort.
better, faster, stronger.
Good song.
Yes.
And yeah, completely changed everything, and is now dreading the day that someone finds out it was him that did this.
Or it's just Survivor's Guild.
Yeah.
Anyways, if you put this in your campaign, let us know if the party went after the deck of many things. If you're brave enough to put the deck of many things in there, or the party just killed the unicorn. That's kind of funny where it's just like, oh, do this all elaborate thing, and then they take the shortcut. And it's like, okay.
You can't make big elaborate plans. Parties are just going to kill the thing.
But we still need the somewhat plan of like the deck of many things.
The way out of it if you don't want to kill.
I would love to put that for your group because you guys want to play the good people, and so then you won't kill the unicorn.
Right.
So that's funnier for me.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, if you have a party like that, and you're like me, who doesn't care if the deck of many things go in your campaign, let us know. If you have a quest board posting of your own that for our regular stuff, let us know down in the comments or on X at QuestBoardPod or on Blue Sky at QuestBoard. I think with that, I wish you all a good night.
And happy questing.